Shalom. Kol halalim la Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone, elder bishops of Great Millstone, double honors to them. And shalom to the prophets of that body, and shalom to the 144,000 and 1/3. May peace and blessings be upon your households. You know, this news story is making its rounds, you know, on quite a few news outlets. When's this from? 24th of August. A fast-moving object approaching Earth. Okay. Now, there's two things I want to touch on: the reality, as well as the bullshit the so-called white man Esau is going to push. Now, the Lord is returning. There's no doubt about that. But the elect are going to know, okay, what is legit, what is Project Bluebeam, because Esau's got tools and technology, right? Whatever they're showing on the forefront, they've got way better grade tech than what they're actually showing. Okay, so they can make miracles look real. I mean, they can make things look like miracles. All right, try and create a situation of like an alien invasion or whatever. All right. Now, but the elect are not going to be deceived. Okay. If it were possible, you know, they would deceive the very elect, but the elect cannot be deceived because they are the elect. Hence the reason they are under that title, the elect. They cannot be deceived, but the rest of the world are going to be deceived because you've got idiots here. But the Lord is returning, so and the and the way I see it is the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yashai can put the Spirit on these news outlets and so-called media people and these what do you call them, podcasters or whatever, right? To actually speak the truth, right? And also this truth is coming out to let the elect know, to put the elect at ease, even though Yahweh Bashim Shai does that, you know, through various other ways, but also to put the elect at ease that don't worry, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. It reminds me of that song from the Blues Brothers. Is that I don't know who sang it. Hold on, I'm coming. It's a little bit way before my time, but you know, I like old school stuff anyway. So hold on, I'm coming. You know, you just got to hold on tight and be patient. You know, because the elect, for the most part, are quite patient. They always had a patient spirit. Okay, but sometimes we can go a little, you know, we get a little angry. You know, we want to hit that punch bag, release this tension. You know, because you hate this fucking place so much. I do not care for this world. Motherfuck Esau's kingdom and this weird world. Now look at the people making mockery of, because when the chariots actually turn up, people are going to be shit scared, bro. Look at this. Check this out. Oh yeah, they're saying it's always the size of Manhattan. People are laughing with the smiley or the laughing emojis. Aliens would probably be looking for intelligent life, so we're safe. Speak for yourself, Edomite, or what looks to be like an Edomite. When it gets too big to measure in football fields, Americans measure in Manhattans. Oh yeah, I missed the 90s when only one crazy thing happened every other year. Indeed, it did. From recollection, yeah, it did. It did. Okay, kids, we're about to pass Earth. Lock the doors and roll up your windows. Anyway, let's play the segment.
John Hook's Newsmaker starts now. Thanks for joining us on Newsmaker. A fast-moving object the size of Manhattan is hurtling towards our solar system, and it will make its closest pass to Earth on December 17th. Comet, asteroid, or something else? A Harvard astrophysicist believes there's a strong likelihood this is a craft of alien origin. And the implications, obviously, for humanity would be profound. Avi Loeb, professor at Harvard, joins.
And this is revelation of the method as well, you know, where they Let me get the definition of it, because I'd rather say it according to the definition. Revelation of the method definition. Revelation of the method can refer to various concepts, including a specific method of. That's not it. This one. Revelation of the method, Tom Ross. It's a practice of revealing hidden truths and sinister agendas in plain sight, cloaked in symbolism and context. So, yeah, it's a practice of revealing hidden truths and sinister agendas in plain sight. Whether it's in a news segment, and look, this is being revealed in plain sight, but you got a bunch of people who are scoffers, who are making light of the situation. All right, they think it's just another Independence Day movie, you know. And if anything does turn up, it's going to be green lizard men or some shit like that. That's not going to be the case. It's going to be your worst nightmare, you know. It's going to be, the people that you call the N word, okay, but in glorious form when the angels come out, okay. And all you Edomites, man, you are fucked. Whew. You Edomites are fucked. All right. And it's a strong demon on these devils, man, that keep them smiling and going. It's that proud demon on them, man. And I'm sure a lot of these motherfuckers are having cold sweats at night and, amplifying their drug use just to sort of stay sane. Let's go.
To me now. Great to see you. Thank you. And I've been reading with interest what you're putting out there. It's very provocative.
Well, science is fun as long as you allow yourself.
Another small hat, of course.
To learn something new. And the problem with experts is that they insist on past knowledge that they promoted in echo chambers. And obviously anything in the sky, they argue, is a comet. But we should be open-minded because, if we have a visitor from the cosmic street to our backyard, it may not be a rock. It could be a tennis ball thrown by a neighbor. So let's look at the data.
That is a very interesting analogy. All right. Dr. Loeb, it is called 3i/Atlas.
One second. Copyright fair use. Damn motherfucking commercials, man. I hate them. You used to be able to use ad block. Fuckers are not even letting you use ad block anymore.
Best case for why you think this object may be extraterrestrial and maybe alien form.
Well, first, its brightness implies that if it represents reflection of sunlight from a solid object, it needs to be 20 kilometers in diameter. That's bigger than Manhattan Island. And this is a giant rock. The previous interstellar objects were hundreds of times smaller. So it just doesn't make sense that the third object from interstellar space will be 100 times bigger than the previous two. And we won't see anything in between. And moreover, there is not enough rocky material in interstellar space to deliver us a rock of this size, 20 kilometers, over a period of about a decade that we conducted the survey of the sky, because this material is very rare and you expect it once per maybe 10,000 years or longer. And so it's surprising if indeed it's a rock of that size. Now, it will actually get closest to the sun on October 29th, 2025, and that's when the Earth would be on the opposite side. It's as if it tries to avoid us. We won't be able to observe it. But it also comes from a direction in the sky that is crowded with lots of stars. It was difficult to see it until July 1st, 2025. And so the fundamental question is, was this designed by intelligence out there? And my argument is that we should collect as much data as possible to figure it out. And I defined a new scale that is now called the Loeb scale after my last name, where 0 implies a purely natural object like a comet or an asteroid, and 10 is a definitely technological object that maneuvers, broadcasts a signal, or transmits some artificial lights. And I rank this object, 3i Atlas, as 4 on the scale between 0 and 10. And of course, the more data we have, the clearer it will become. As it comes closer to the sun, it should erupt, it should outgas and produce a beautiful cometary tail. If it is a comet, we don't see a cometary tail as of now.
Okay, so there's a lot of theories, a lot of projections that they're saying. All right. Okay, but they're gonna dance around the concept of an alien or a visitor. He said visitor. He didn't say visitors. Obviously, now the visitor that they okay, they know that's returning is Yahweh Shai. Okay, the only begotten Son of the Most High Yahweh. Right, and obviously with him there'll be visitors. Okay, okay, which will be the angels alongside the Lord. All right. Now let's go to another news segment. I think it's here we are. There's the Indian one. Let's see what they're saying.
The greatest mystery in our skies just got stranger. Howard's top scientists saying it could be a nuclear-powered alien craft. An object zooming through our solar system is challenging notions of scientists and sparking a heated debate. Are we facing our first interstellar visitors? More in this detailed report.
Now with Elam believe in these kind of things more because in their books, especially Hinduism, which is I think is 8, 9, whatever, how many thousands of years old, they've got like information of alien ships and chariots and things of that nature. Anyway, flying machinery basically from thousands of years ago. They've got images and paintings. All right, but sitting in those chariots, they've got people that look like them, or they're Hindu gods, or you know, I think so. They look blue, right? So they've got they believe, in the East. Obviously, the East is the old world, right? And in the East, they've got more information on these things. So Elam is a little bit more uh, would believe chariots returning. All right, whether they know about Yahweh Shai or not, but I know the powers that be in the land of India, the Elamites that have that are part of the so-called elites or hang with them, or they're all like cohorts together, right? They all know that the Lord's going to return, and obviously they're going to try everything in their power, which the Lord will only allow them to do, to try and get their new world order off the ground. Because the way they see it is, I'm sure Elam would like to carry India on the way it's been going, other parts of the world also, all right? But they also know if they don't join the so-called white man in trying to set up the new world order and CHIP everyone, okay, and try and fight the Lord, okay, they're all going into slavery. And to avoid slavery, they're going to try everything in their fucking power. Everything in their power, okay? Which isn't much compared to Yahweh Shem Yashai, of course.
Something is coming. It's fast and unexplained. Haunting our solar system and the world's top minds are chasing answers. First detected in July, this visitor from outer space known as 3-Eye Atlas is speeding through the solar system at 60 kilometers per second. Harvard physicist Avi Loeb has set the scientific world ablaze with a bold claim. The mysterious interstellar object racing through
60 kilometers a second. How many? What's the miles per hour? 1 second. What is 60 kilometers in miles? 37.28 miles. So basically 37, you can't really round that up. Let's say 37.3. Let's just say 30, just over 37 miles per hour. Sorry, 37 miles per second. Okay. Did they say that? 1 second.
blaze with a bold claim. The mysterious interstellar object racing through space at breakneck speed could be a nuclear-powered spaceship.
37 miles per second, man. That's fast. You just think about it. 37 miles in 1 second. Just say it in your mind. Just say it. 1. 37 miles done. 2. Right? That's what? 74 miles done. so forth and so on. Right? All right, so 1, 2, that's 74 miles done. That's a fast object.
The massive object, larger than Manhattan, shows unusual glow pattern and planetary alignment that Harvard physicist calls potentially technological.
We are a relatively young technological civilization, and one can imagine a more advanced civilization having an agenda, some goals that are long-term in interstellar space, and therefore we might find probes that are still functional and are entering the solar system with a purpose.
They're entering the solar system with a purpose, yeah, to take over the world. Take the world. Take the world. That's what Yahushua is going to do with his band of merry men. And those band of merry men, you know, if I can use that term, you know, because Robin Hood was a Jake, you know, and Yahushua being the second in command, the ultimate Jake is the Most High. Then, and the next in line to be the ultimate Jake would be Yahushua, His Majesty, you know, and his band of merry men would be the angels and the elect. They come to take the world. Okay, I'm not going to play all of it. Okay, we got the point. Something's coming. All right, we got those. I believe it's blood moons in September. I think there's 2. Right, and so there's a whole bunch of things going on where the Lord is aligning everything. All right, for His return. Okay, and the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai is putting the Spirit on the powers that be to reveal certain information because the Lord controls your thought processes. Okay, all right. Man's goings over the Lord, then how can a man understand his own ways, right? There's no such thing as free will. You may assume, oh, yeah, I'm going to go this way, I'm going to do this today. No, the Lord made you think that. That's how it works. So the Lord does everything, man. All right? Let's go to some scriptures, man, about the Lord's return. Let's just read this. Revelation 18 and 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Babylon's going to be destroyed in 1 hour. 1 hour. Okay? It's going to be more than a tag team match. All right? You want to say that. You're going to have 200 million warheads. Okay? 200 million warheads. And I believe one nuke can have anything from 8 to 10 warheads. Okay? All right, so that's how many missiles are going to hit. And they're going to have multiple warheads each missile is going to have. And that's going to hit America and destroy it, obliterate it. And then on top of that, you're going to have the chariots, okay, shooting their laser beams and doing their thing and destroying it. You're going to have Leviathan. You're going to have, like, you know, what people call, that's why all these movies are made. Why do you think these movies about Godzilla, spiritual power? Now, this new latest Ice Cube movie, War of the Worlds, and the previous War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise in 2005, which was 20 years ago, which is obviously more better. All right? They give you indication that the Lord is returning. That's why they make these movies. It's revelation of the method. They're letting you know. It's like, you know, prophesying on the left-hand side, what the elites like to do is let you know what time it is. And some people, it goes over their heads, right? They just think of it as an entertainment. And some people think, this is what they're trying to do. Okay, this is what they mean. And some people understand that, but they're heathens and they're not part of the elect. And they understand that, okay, something is coming and they know about the New World Order, but they don't know about Yahushua's return and that the Lord is a so-called black man, along with angels being so-called black. All right, they don't know these things. But it's going to be a huge, huge shock. Watch the movie Independence Day. I love watching Independence Day, especially the beginning. You know when that chariot turns up, and those Jakes are playing basketball, right? And the chariot just comes out of the smoke. Yeah? A beautiful, big, powerful chariot is in the sky, man. Looking mighty and heavy, but light. You know, it's heavy. It looks so heavy and powerful, right? But it's up in the sky, just sitting there, man. You know? And if it's Independence Day, it's going to be independence for the Jakes, man. All right? They're going to be independent from these damn heathens that rule over us. Man, 1 hour, man, 1 hour. Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahashai, will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. Those are the laser beams, okay? And other weaponry those chariots will have, okay? Not to mention the Lord having his spiritual power and the angels doing their thing also. And the elect are going to have their power as well. You know, whoever's going to be allotted to have that power on this side before the great change, when they're beamed up into the chariots and, you know, then they're solidified and imbued with that power. Verse 16, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yashai plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yashai shall be many. The Lord is going to do some heavy, heavy, heavy deleting. All right. Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, Amen. All right? They're going to see him, man. All these top generals and lieutenants and lieutenants and, you know, Green Berets. I did this X amount of years in army. I was a Marine and combat and all that shit. All these Edomites. Those are the same Edomites that were in the ancient world when the Lord was put up on the cross and crucified for the elect. Okay? And they were the same ones, right, that pierced him. Okay? And did all sorts of atrocities. And obviously, reincarnation is real. Okay, you come back in your lot every third or fourth generation. So those people are back today. Hence the reason why the earth is so populated. Now, I was watching an interview of Muhammad Ali. Well, I hate that fucking name, but I'll call the brother Cassius Clay. Right? Now, he said at that time the interview was happening. He was in the UK, by the way. He came to the UK, I believe it was the mid-70s or the late 70s. And he was talking about the amount of people on planet Earth. He said 4 billion people at that time. Right? How many people are today? What is the population on the planet Earth? Just over 8.2 billion people as of mid-2025, with a specific estimate of approximately 8,293,077,269 people. Okay? So basically 8 to 9 billion. All right? Now, what Cassius said at that time, he said there's 4 billion people on the planet. And this is what, 40 years ago, 45, 50 years ago? Now, within that time, the population has doubled. So therefore, the same people that were deleted when Noah took his family, his sons, their wives, I believe, I think it's 8 of them, onto the ark, right? Because the Lord flooded the earth. Okay, those same people that died during the great flood, those same people are here today, but this time they're going to be flooded with fire. They're going to die again in a horrific fashion. Whether they're our people that are 2/3, pursuant to the book of Zechariah, 13 and 8 and 13 and 9, because 1/3 is going to make it through, 2 parts are going to die, which is 66.6%, and also the heathen, they're going to get it too. So all those kindreds, all those people, all those kinds of people are here back on earth today. Hence the reason why the population is so dense. So Revelation 1 and 7, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, Amen. Let's read verse 8. It's a beautiful verse. I am Alpha and Omega. Do you remember watching the Tom Cruise version of War of the Worlds? When the chariots were returning, where did the camera focus on when Tom Cruise was leaving the house? I think he was trying to find his son because his son took his classic American hot rod or whatever it was, or sports car or whatever, right? He tried to find his son, and from what I recollect, yeah. And the focus went straight to his Omega watch. Okay, I'm the first and the last. It went to the Omega watch when the chariot, when those so-called aliens were awoken, coming out of the ground. Okay, so he went to the Omega watch. So these so-called elites and the powers that be, and these lower-level illuminaries, whether they're actors, musicians, comedy, stand-up comedians, they all know to a certain degree what's going on. Okay, I don't know how clued up they are, because I would think to myself, okay, if you're a Jake and you sold your ass and you're a millionaire, why the fuck are you still living in America? Which I think about. I think, why the fuck is people like Ice Cube and Steve Harvey and, you know? But then I think to myself, oh, it's the Lord Yahweh Shemeshah controlling their thought processes to keep them there so they can get deleted. All right. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, saith the Lord Yahweh Shemeshah, which is and which was and which is to come, the Almighty. All right. So 1 hour, man, that place is going to be destroyed, man. Be destroyed, be destroyed, destroyed. All right. And that's not going to be the only place where those missiles are going to hit. It's going to hit other parts of the world too. You're going to have the fake ass Israel. I'll say that, where the small hatters reside at this moment in time since 1948. They're going to be deleted also because that place needs to go. It's the biggest flag parade up there in Tel Aviv. That needs to go as well. All right. But yeah, so the Lord is returning, man. These are great signs. Okay. The elect are not going to be deceived. Because when the chariots return, we, the elect, the hopeful elect, all right, because we don't know, because he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. So nobody's saved yet. But there's a confident feeling that the elect have. It's going to be scary. Yes, it is. But it's like a happy fear because we know the name of the Lord. We know where we're from. We know where we are. We know where we're going, you know. And there's a certain confidence, you know. It's like, the confidence you have when you studied for a test and you studied all the syllabus and you know what you need to study for and you went over it inside and out and you know that you're going to be all right at that test. You're going to get at least a 80% pass mark or a 90% pass mark or whatever. I hate to use that as an analogy, but in this case, there's a confidence, a spiritual confidence that the hopeful elect feel when the Lord return. All right, but it's going to be very scary, man. We see beautiful depictions of Brother Manatzak Benyamin of GMS San Fran. Man, that brother gets down, man. Very spiritual videos he makes, and you see how the Lord looks, all powerful and majestic, with chains around a cracker's neck. And you think, man, when the Lord's going to be standing there for real, whoo, man, you just think about it. A swole Yahweh Shai, man, with the fro, the beard, piercing eyes. The Lord might not even smile at you, but he'll still be looking at you. And you don't know what the Lord's going to do to you. But the Lord might come up to you and embrace you. We don't know. We'll only find out when the time comes. It's but the hopeful elect have a spiritual confidence. All right, because I tell you one thing: the elect hate this world. The elect, pretty much for the most part, even hate leaving the house because outside is so foul. All right, unless you're going to leave the house to go and get some box, and the Lord bless you with a woman or a couple of women or whatever. That's a different scenario. Obviously, that's a little bit more motivating when you leave the house. But for the most part, Jake doesn't like leaving the house because out there is whack. It's whack out there, man. So we do what we got to do. We keep it moving, and as young children, it's like you're at school, right? And you're waiting on the steps of the school, and you're waiting for your older brother to come and pick you up. All right, you're just waiting for him. You're not sad, but you're just waiting for him. You're just eager to go home, and we're eager to go back to, Israel, the real, Yasharala, man, with the Lord. And we're just sitting there waiting for our big brother Yahushua to return, man. But anyway, the Lord is returning, and the elect are going to know when those chariots come, okay? Because they will come, all right? We don't have long left here, all right? We do not have long left here. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Kodash, Mawatha, Bad Babal, Kwam Yashua, Shalom.